There's some things we need to do to create a grand green grid. A grand green grid is the solution to a lot of America's problem in the U.S. That's part of the Transcendia Engineers and Talent Party platform that I'm trying to advance. I am attempting to now ally with Buddy Romer because I like him and I think he's got the right ideas, especially about the corruption. The corruption has really paralyzed the country. The U.S. loss of Glass-Steagall, just as it was, has really done some damage. The companies that have survived and done well, I mean, there are companies out there that have not subscribed to all the. I want to go into the universities myself and find out who taught these people to do these kind of things, because this stuff doesn't just come out of thin air. Every time you see one of these politicians lose his job and go to the universities, he starts getting the power to tell everybody, well, this is the way you do it, so this is what we got. All these great universities that just keep hiring these criminals. All right, they've really helped us out. For the Grand Green Grid, though, what you got to do is, according to my friend Sue, I have advisors, I have consultants. I don't try and do all this stuff by myself. I'm trying to create a country of airports with Transcendia. I say I'm the soul of Aerotropolis. I've been around a long time. I've suffered for it. I think my first wife, divorced me over. At least she said she did. I wasn't. I didn't work out as an insurance salesman, but I do believe in insurance. Ironically, I think if I use insurance and insure all my people from the very get go, that they'll have value, and I'll be able to borrow against them for currency, insurance, and assets. Combined, make your lives. I mean, without insurance, making your life have some equity value, you don't have a whole lot of chance to compete with capital now, do you? So labor can compete with capital if it's got the right insurance. Even just old lousy term insurance on everybody. I've been telling the Haitians they should all buy my passports. They'd have to put them together themselves and send me whatever they can. Poor Haitians, they need to be able to get off that prison island, which is about about what it is. I think the United States is turning into Haiti because they can't even figure out in the United States anymore who's got the deed to what. And that's a big problem for Haiti. Besides that, they steal the water and sell it back to them. They steal the public water, I've been told by some of my other advisors. Anyway, here we go. These are the precepts for the Grand Green Grid, and it's expanded transmission capacity from what we've currently got, and from what is existing, expand the small and large hydro capacity. Hydro is just terrific. Hydro, you can get these slow moving stream things that go made out of concrete, don't hurt fish or anything, give you all kinds of power, just real nice and real slow, and doesn't hurt anything. Just keep making your power there. Hydro works. I mean, it's been around. Romans used it. The Romans used it. They made these great things that went up and down the tides and moved wheels and I guess ground up grain. Everybody's trying to grind up grain all the time. Then we need storage for the wind and solar. That's a big problem, and they're working on it. If you go to, let's see, is it Smart Grid? Smart Grid, that's a smartgrid.com. They're keeping up with that. We do have some good work on the cyber war front by the U.S. government, where they are figuring out that they need to protect the computers that run the grid now, but you got to have mechanical redundancy. All this stuff turns into a great jobs program for the IBEW, and you know, you ain't gonna have a whole lot of untrained dumbasses running around hooking up all your electricity. What you got to always make sure you don't get stuck in between that ground. It'll kill you in a second. I loved being a motion picture electrician. That's where I learned all my stuff, out in the streets. That's where I learned most of my stuff. Anyway, well, I went to school. I went to Rochdale College, and I learned about barbarians and civilized people. I can tell you some stories about that. That was a really great experiment in education. But you got to remember now the Grand Green Grid and Glass-Steagall being reinstituted by the United States, and try and build up the Engineers and Talent Party. I want talent to explain what the engineers are doing and why you ought to appreciate them. I like this guy. Some of these engineers, they got financial engineering and systems engineering is part of engineering, and so that gives it the whole the whole thing a new light when you think about what's known and how to do it. There are people who know how to do these things correctly, so we need to do it that way. So let's see, what was that? That ought to be enough. Smart grid and well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I gotta hit this little stop. I'm doing this all by myself.